Gh.One presenter Lilly Mohammed has apologized to Ghana's Foreign Minister Okudzeto Ablakwa after she called him not serious over his decision to give IshowSpeed a Ghanaian passport. This is one of those situations where, you know what, Lilly said IshowSpeed did not contribute to Ghana's GDP, which obviously shows that she doesn't know what GDP is. Because if she knew what GDP is, she would know that every economic activity that happens in the country contributes to GDP. So IshowSpeed's presence in Ghana, chartering, what was the name, helicopters, the cars he was using, the jollof he flipped into, all of them directly contributed to the GDP of Ghana, if you know how GDP is calculated. All right. So she was wrong on that front. And another front she's wrong is I made a whole video explaining the economic importance of giving IshowSpeed a Ghanaian passport. So obviously, I disagree with Lilly, but that's not what she was apologizing for. She wasn't apologizing for her position. She was apologizing because her position hurt the feelings of people in power, which highlights the fact that Ghana is run or ruled by the most thin-skinned, corny people. Her apology was corny. Gh.One is corny for coercing her apology. Whether Okudzeto himself or people around him forced Gh.One to coerce her to apologize, they are also corny. All around, very corny behavior from everybody. But I'm going to give you two reasons why I think this is corny. Number one, I'm going to give you the reason why she's wrong. And number two, I'm going to give you another reason why her apology is also wrong. So let's start with the reason why she's wrong. Anyway, before I do that, my name is Nanebi Tony. I'm a Ghanaian writer who lives in the US. On this channel, I talk about geopolitics and trade from the perspective of an African. So the only reason I'm talking about this is because it involves Ghana's foreign minister, and that falls under the things I talk about on this channel. And I also need to add that I've already made a video where I talked about the economic importance of giving IshowSpeed a Ghanaian passport. I'm going to put that video at the end of this video so that if you're interested in why I think that the minister is right for giving IshowSpeed a Ghanaian passport or offering to give IshowSpeed a Ghanaian passport, you can get that at the end of this video. Now, aside economics, there are other reasons people do things. And one of that is cultural cachet. IshowSpeed came to Ghana with a lot of cultural cachet. And it's also important as a country that when we see a cultural cachet that can benefit the country, we take advantage of it. I'll give you an example of countries that have done that. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a basketball player who is called the Greek god or the Greek freak. But Giannis was not even Greek until he entered the NBA. So in Greece, they had citizenship by blood. You cannot become a Greek citizen if one of your parents is not directly a Greek citizen, right? So Giannis' parents were Nigerians who went to Greece and gave birth to him and his family brothers over there. So even though he was born in Greece, because there is no birthplace citizenship in Greece, he was not eligible to be a Greek citizen. But when he was declared for the NBA draft, there were conversations around him becoming a US citizen. One of the teams that were interested in him, which ended up being the team he was playing for, the Bucks, Milwaukee Bucks, at the time was owned by somebody who was a US senator. He's a Democrat. So he was lobbying the US government to make Giannis a US citizen just because he plays basketball. And the Greece government got wind of it and offered Giannis a citizenship in Greece. By the laws of Greece, he wasn't qualified to be a citizen of Greece, but he was so exceptional in his personal craft of basketball, they offered him a Greek citizenship and he took it and became Greek. That's how come he became the Greek freak. And after him, Greece changed their national law on citizenship. Now, if your parents are in Greece legally for more than 5 years and you were born in Greece and you go to school in Greece, you can become a citizen. They changed the law because of one man's personal achievement. You understand? So, personal achievement is something that serious countries take very seriously. Even the US, because I know Lilly in his video, I watched the video, mentioned that the US didn't give Woody Maya citizenship, whatever. Let me give you something. Lupita Nyong'o, the Kenyan actress, got green card because she is an actress who won an Oscars. So at the time she was nominated for the Oscars, she was living in the US on student visa. She was working with OPT. And when she was nominated for the Oscars, she said her prayer was that she will win so she can stay in the US. Because when she won the Oscars, one of the benefits of that was the US giving her permanent residence. You understand that? The government of the US understands the cultural cachet of having people with high personal achievements living in their country. That is why she was given permanent residence, because of personal achievement. I keep mentioning personal achievement because in Lily's video, she mentioned the fact that, what's the name? IShowSpeed was in Ghana on his personal capacity, which means that she doesn't understand the importance of personal capacity to nation building. When we are talking about GDP, we are talking about every economic activity that happens in the country, including tourism. The world global GDP, 10% of global GDP, $11 trillion a year comes from tourism. So somebody being a cultural icon, projecting your country to the world, contributes to tourism in your country. Ghana as a country has spent money to try to project our country to the world. I don't know if you guys remember, but in 2015, 2016, thereabout, President Mahama See Ghana, Eats Ghana, Visit Ghana campaign that was shown on CNN and YouTube and the rest. Yeah, he paid money for those things. You understand? So Ghana having to not pay money for these things, cultural cachet, and even contribute directly to GDP is every money you spend in the country. You understand? So that part, why she is wrong, the figures, the data, the information does not support her position. So she's wrong on that. Why is her apology wrong? When you're apologizing on TV as a media person, and your apologies sound like you are being forced to apologize, it does nothing to advance our country. Free speech is a very important tenet of this country, Ghana. It is important that we allow people to express their views no matter how wrong they are. And if they are wrong, we educate them. So, Lily said what she said on the GH Today, which is the morning show, and then she came at noon to apologize, offering no new information. Why is she apologizing? She said if she hurts people's feelings. That is not an apology. That sounds like somebody holding your hands and forcing you to do this. So the apology is wrong because it endangers free speech in Ghana. It means that when people in power have their feelings hurt, they can force a media house to act to rectify their feelings. And that is how democracy dies. Democracy dies if the people in power cannot take criticism and insults. I know insults are wrong, but insults are part of criticisms. You understand? It's wrong to insult people, but if you're a public office holder, you need to understand that sometimes people's way of expressing frustration is through insults. There's nothing wrong with insulting people if you think the insult is warranted. If somebody is being unserious, which in this case I don't think the minister is, if somebody is being unserious, saying the person is not serious actually is not an insult. So I don't think she insulted him. But if he felt insulted, he should have just kept it in his balls. He's a man. He should be able to stomach an insult. And usually, I've noticed that sometimes in these issues, it's not even the minister himself who is complaining. No. Usually, it will be people around him who want to win favor with him, who do things like this. And one of the reasons why, the last reason I'll give for why the apology was wrong is Gh.One cut a clip of that show and posted it on their social media. People started complaining and then they took the video down. Are you serious as a media house if you have a video up that is an opinion video? People are complaining about the opinion, so you take the video down. Are you serious, a media house? How should we trust everything that comes out of your mouth if you cannot stand by yourself and your viewers? How do we know that you are not just a puppet of the government? Gh.One should be disappointed in themselves for this. You understand? That's what I wanted to say. Gh.One should be disappointed in themselves for this. My name is Tony. I'm a huge free speech absolutist. I believe that as Ghanaians, we have the right to be wrong. Lilly Mohammed has the right as a Ghanaian to be wrong, and she doesn't have to apologize because her opinion offends people. She had to apologize because her information is wrong that she was giving to the people, not feelings. Your feelings are not facts. Keep your feelings in your balls. My name is Tony again, and subscribe to my channel.